Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Keegan from Kman Reviews. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button. And if you have any opinions at all that you would like to share, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Britt AM, Immolation. Britt AM is a local singer-songwriter, one who I've had the pleasure to both meet in real life and also cover multiple times on this channel before. If you haven't seen those yet, the links to those videos will be up in the corner if you're curious to go check them out. And now she has returned with her latest EP released earlier in the year, Immolation. So let's not waste any more time, let's just dive in. What are my thoughts on Immolation? Let's find out as I review it track by track. Since I don't think there were actually any singles, we will just start at the top of the track list with that being Bless the Moon, which is a pretty solid folky/country track with this intimate yet profoundly simple acoustic guitar work. It's got a little bit of a swaying vibe to it as it wallows in its more melancholic tone. There's also some nice harmonies on top of it, and that's kind of it, honestly. There's really not that much to this one, and I think that was kind of the point. This EP is being labeled by Britt herself as a series of progressively heavier songs, so conceptually this is supposed to be the weakest track on the EP. Even for that though, it's a solid vibe if you're into that scene, and is a great starting point for the thematic structure of the EP. Ode to Grey, which is the shortest track, just a second shy of 2.5 minutes, and I really like this one. It definitely has a lot more texture, and I guess noise comparatively to the opener. It still has relatively gentle acoustics, but this time with percussion. With the particular twang of the track, it almost comes off like a country song, but it certainly feels more authentic than the typical image you paint of modern country today. I'm also really a fan of Britt's soft vocals, some of the extra guitar layering later in the track, and the minute build the track undergoes for its back half, and the melody is very satisfying as well. Really nice song here. Reconstruction, which is the longest track here, almost reaching 4 minutes, and at least to me, this one has a similar opening leg to the previous track, Ode to Grey, having a similar country twang in the guitar with minimal additions at best. It's a very warm sound that tickles the ears in the best way. But the track does begin to sprout a little bit more with gradually intensifying percussion, going from a light folky rocker to a proper, more indie rock sound over the track's duration. The vocals on the song are nice as always. I'm especially fond of some of the quicker melodies Britt uses earlier in the track, but of course the volcanic energy at the end is a really nice touch. Good track. Suffer the Bruise might just be my favorite track on the EP. It kinda just feels like a fun indie rocker with this warbly, colorful guitar lick, sweet bass, and fairly heavy percussion on the verses that grows a bit more grit and intensity on the chorus with the crunchier guitar textures. I also really like Britt's vocals. They sound quite a bit different, likely due to Britt's solo music not really getting this heavy. It's almost like she's back singing with her band Crohn's, which I'm also quite fond of. I also kinda get whiffs of Alanis on this song as well, very brief, but I do catch it on some of the individual vocal moments here. All in all, a really fun song. I'll definitely be keeping this one around. And finally, the closer, Friends in the DMs, opens up with this guitar lick that is equal parts moody and sweet, before transforming into this stop and start rhythm with a heavier guitar, and a bit of a punk flair in the bashing percussion. I'll be honest though, this one's without a doubt my least favorite track on the EP. For one, I'm not a fan of the over-enunciated lyrics. I don't think it suits the style and tone of the track. I'm also not too huge on these lyrics, which are just talking about people in your life popping up in your direct messages, whether that be old high school bullies, random strangers trying to hit you up, or just angry commenters responding to something you said, and the end result is just to block them. I've never really been huge on incorporating current technology into music. To me, that just makes it a recipe for a dated song, and while this isn't as bad as other cases I've heard, it's still there, and that combined with the pronunciation I mentioned earlier, kinda makes the song feel a little bit corny. I hate to use that word because I worry I sound pretentious, but there's just not really a better word to describe that. All in all, this one's just the sole blemish on the EP for me. Overall, despite my less than stellar feelings on that closing track, Immolation is still a really solid EP. The flow of the tracks gradually getting heavier is very smooth. I think it's a really cool concept, and I'm kinda surprised that something that simple hasn't really been utilized before, at least to whatever I've heard. While I'm more likely to return to the more accessible songs on Gold, this is still an enjoyable listen, and I really hope you guys check this one out. I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 on this EP. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.